to the flip side of that, and we're looking at the 49ers at SoFi at the Rams, and you look at this team, another game decided on a field goal with about a minute and a half left. And you look at Jimmy Garoppolo and you start to realize, I talked to all my 49er friends and everybody says the same thing. We need a better quarterback. Jimmy G is a fraud. He's a bum.
Wow.
But that's the same guy that had everybody fooled into thinking they were going to make it and win the Super Bowl.
I feel like you're a secondary 49er fan. That's what I feel like.
I keep close to the people that I know I can talk shit to. And I knew it was coming. We knew Jimmy Garoppolo was going to shit the bed. We just didn't know when it was going to happen. And it happens on the biggest stage. The NFC Championship game. And at the end of the game, Stafford throws one deep that should have been picked off by Tart, I believe his name is. He drops it.
Hits him right in the chest, too. Hits him right in the chest, too. And he drops the damn ball. That could have turned the game around completely.
That would have been game right there. That would have been game right there.
Yeah.
And then Stafford do what Stafford do, and they drive for the game-winning field goal. So what do you guys think about the 49ers versus the Rams? What did you guys think about that game? Like, what stood out to you? What do you feel the Rams did well? What do you think about Jimmy G and his situation in San Francisco? What do you guys have on that? Because to me, there ain't a lot to unpack. Jimmy G ain't gonna throw you into no wins, man. And they shut down Deebo Samuel for the most part, running the ball. And that's another Tennessee situation. You can't run the rock. Tannehill ain't gonna throw you into no dubs. And you got that with Jimmy G. What do you think about that, boys?
I mean, for me, watching the game, I kind of agree with you as far as, they tried to establish, the 49ers tried to establish a run. They couldn't get that going. Jimmy G, for the most part, I think he was Jimmy G. I mean, what else can you say? He had moments where there were a couple of passes where he made that were great passes to Ayuk and to Deebo Sanders or Deebo Samuel. Sorry, Deebo. So I mean, they did what they could do with what they had, but then again, you have to think. Garoppolo just basically handed the game back over to the Rams. That's what it boiled down to. And when we talked about this a couple of weeks back, we said, out of these quarterbacks that are in the playoffs, which one does not belong? And we all picked the same quarterback that does not belong, which was Jimmy G. So you kind of expected it to happen. I just didn't expect it to happen on the biggest stage right before the biggest game to end the season. I honestly thought that, I mean, we talked about it in the podcast. Yeah, I did pick the Rams to win that game, but I also said that, with hesitancy, I didn't know whether or not to pick the Rams or to pick the 49ers only because of how well they were playing as a team together, not just because of Jimmy G, but as a team together, as far as how well they were playing. I was afraid that they might be able to pull off the upset. Now,
6 in a row, the Niners have beat the Rams.
Bro.
6 in a row.
And it looked like it could have come to fruition again. But then, like we just said, because of Jimmy G's mistakes, that's what cost them the game.
How you going to bring a knife to a gunfight?
So, I mean... It was a good game. I watched the entire game. It was great. It wasn't entertaining as the KC Bengals game, but it was still a good game. And to see them lose by a field goal was kind of like, damn.
Here's the big one. Again, like I told you, we knew Jimmy had it in him. We just didn't know when he was going to show up.
Yeah.
You got a minute and a half basically, and you just kind of do one of these like, just kind of flip the ball up. Your guy tips it off his hands, and it gets picked to seal the deal. He gave it to you. He gave you. You know Jimmy's gonna give you a pick, and he gave it to him. He gave up the game.
At the
How petty.
absolutely worst time, too. At the absolutely worst time. So,
And it's to end the game and possibly his career in San Francisco.
possibly.
That's how he's cementing his legacy in San Francisco. Throwing that weird pitch pass to somebody that wasn't ready for it and getting picked
Why?
off.
I mean, who are they going to get after him? I mean, I guess you're saying he's gone next year. Who are they going to get after him?
So the 49ers have pretty much made it clear they're not bringing him back. They're not signing him for big money, and they're looking for they have what's his name? Trey Lance. Trey Lance is their backup. He's still a young guy. He's a young dude. I don't know if I'm the 49ers and I feel like I have the defense and I feel like I have most of the offense and I'm missing a piece. What am I looking for? What is the one thing that hindered the 49ers this year? Consistent, solid quarterback play. Where can I get that?
I don't know. I don't watch their games like a die-hard Cowboy fan does.
I'll tell you where they can get that. They can get that from a guy up in Green Bay. That's all I'm saying. My sources are telling me that Aaron Rodgers wouldn't mind. I mean, Nathaniel Hackett in Denver, everybody's talking about that. My sources are telling me Aaron Rodgers wouldn't mind going to another young head coach in Shanahan and being that missing piece there.
Bro, he don't get along with his current young head coach. What do you like? What's going to be different?
The thing is Shanahan is not as young as McVay. I think McVay is the youngest. It was him, Shanahan, and not McVay, LaFleur. So it was LaFleur, McVay, and Shanahan. They were all on staff with the Washington Commanders now. But I do believe McVay, was it McVay that was the youngest? Or LaFleur? No, LaFleur was the youngest, I believe. Don't quote
Bro,
me on that.
I'm looking at you very sus-like because I don't understand how you know so much about this 49er team. You know?
What
It's
do you
just because you're supposed to be a die-hard Cowboy fan, but it sounds like to me you're a double agent.
I'm repping the boys.
No. Not after this podcast. I don't think so.
I stays repping my boys.
I don't think so.
I'm doing a little homework, trying to educate the casuals
Jay,
that are out
Jay,
there.
are you saying that Joe's a Niner gang? Bang, Niner
That's
gang?
what it sounds like.
Bang, 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 bang.
That's what it sounds like, bro. That's kind of sus, man.
DC 4L right here, dog. That's it.
Okay. All right.
So I'm thinking Rodgers goes there. I know somebody on this podcast floated the lunacy of Tom Brady going to San Francisco, which is outrageous because I had already advised everybody before the announcement became official with Adam Schefter and then finally confirmed by Tom Brady. Jay said he talked to Tom Brady and Tom Brady had told him he wasn't going to retire.
Bro, why are we back on this subject, bro?
Alex Guerrero, fam. Guerrero told me.
Man, what are we doing, bro?
That's my kinfolk.
I told you this is a sensitive subject for Jay, man, and you got to bring up Tom again.
Hey, I'm just keeping it 100. You know, I'm keeping it a buck. Jay came out here with some falseness after I told him Matt Stafford just retired Tom Brady. And he was like, no, that's bullshit. Tom Brady's going to play 5 more years and he's going to win 10 rings.
Listen, Linda, listen. I thought for sure that Tom wouldn't go out the way he went out. Just being the man he is and the man he was up in New England. Maybe New England kind of took that out of him, and like retired Tom was already like 1 foot out the door down in Tampa when he went to Tampa the first time. He was just like, you know what? I'm gonna show them that I can get a championship without being in New England. Let me go down here. Let me do this, and then after that, I'm done. I thought with my wholeheartedly, I thought that he would want that back-to-back championship. I thought that he would want, even if he didn't get that back-to-back, that he'd be like, okay, I got at least 2 more. If I can't get back-to-back, let's do 2 more back-to-back, and then I'll call it a career. Apparently, maybe Giselle's like, I need help at home. Kids are getting older. You're missing out on a lot of shit. I need you at home. That's how I'm thinking the conversation went. But in the hearts of those that want to see him continue to play, we're like, you got more. And we know you got more because you had a record year. We know you got more in you, and you're just.
So you're just a hardcore Tampa Bay fan.
I'm done. I'm not.
I'm shitting on me talking about the 49ers. You're out here crying over Tom Brady and the Bucks.
I'm a Tom Brady fan. I'm not. Bucks are my secondary team. I'm a Tom Brady fan though. After learning what I learned over the past 2 years about him, that's my guy. Just like Jordan was my guy. I hated to see Jordan retire.
I hated to see Jordan come back.
Facts.
Like, I feel like that ruined his legacy, but we won't get into that. We'll just say, Tom Brady played some of the best football of his career here in this last season.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people were upset because he retired. My thing is, why do you want to wait for that big injury to retire you? Or why do you want to wait till you're no longer physically like at a place where you can't produce like the legend you are? He is a living, active legend. Was a living, active legend. Now that he's retired.
Don't talk about him like he's dead. He's still alive,
retired.
bro.
He's not in the game.
Listen. He made the league safer. Like not even thinking that he made the league safer, but he made it safer. Quarterbacks can't get killed anymore, the way they used to. So honestly, like in my mind, he could have played until he was 50. Now you go back to Troy Aikman days.
Why do you want to risk it?
That's not risking it. He's
going out on his own terms. Like he's healthy. He doesn't have any crazy injuries. No head trauma.
I guarantee you, him being at home for a year, he's gonna come out of retirement. I guarantee you.
I'll give you this. I believe he could stay in shape, still be tossing the ball around at home. He's not just gonna just sit around and eat avocado ice cream for the off season. And if a team that is a true contender has their starter go down, I believe a team will pick up the phone and be like, hey, Tom, would you be interested in helping us make this playoff run? I don't think he needs to go through the grind of a 17-game season anymore, but I believe he'll be an asset should the need arise for a serious contender to come in, for him to come step in and just finish off, kind of like Nick Foles did for Philly.
Bro, let Dak break his leg.
He
Let
already
Dak break his
did.
leg.
What the hell's wrong with you?
His other leg.
Wow.
Let him break his other leg.
And he should
They
know.
better-
Wow.
Look
they
at this
better-
guy. Look at
they
this
better-
guy.
Wow.
They better call Tom. Let that happen. They better call Tom. You better get Tom on.
Bruh,
Get Tom and
listen
Gronk
to-
on the phone.
Listen to what this guy
Hey, man.
is saying.
Talking about something that horrendous to happen to a player. You guys were giving me hell for saying that Jerry might die next year, or saying that Jerry will die next year and Steven will take
Bro,
over.
what the
You're already talking about
Bro,
let our quarterback break
what
his
is
other
wrong
leg.
with you morbid a-holes?
Let him break his
Hey,
other leg.
hey, I could
and
talk
then
about it. I
Tom
had
will
the-
come in and fix us. Come on.
I
Y'all
had the
need
same-
Jesus.
I had the same break, so I can talk about it. It's okay.
Fam, you out here speaking ill on people. This other buttholes over here talking about people gonna die in a year.
Hey, you're the one that brought up the scenario of like a contender needing a veteran quarterback. I'm just saying.
I
Like,
ain't saying let's have the
it
most grotesque injury ever.
just
Call
saying,
Tom Brady out of retirement. Like,
it
Jesus
can happen.
Lord.
It can happen, bro. It can
What is
happen.
the deal with y'all,
It's a
man?
possibility. That's all
But
I'm
The
the
saying.
Shots
Rams,
Fired podcast does not
Yeah.
condone any of this stuff
Jay
that we're
has
talking
views do not
about. Reflect.
reflect the views of the Shots Fired podcast in its entirety.
You're gonna tell me
or
that
Julio the Don's
No.
with his bro.
Hey Jerry, look, Jerry, if you're watching and you're listening, please, I don't want nothing bad to happen to you. You know,
Bro, if something
just
bad
saying.
happens to him,
But
they're
if
gonna come
something-
find this video. And they're gonna be like, "What the fudge happened here,
What
Mister
they're
the
gonna,
Don?"
they're gonna be holding me up talking about what did you know?
Yeah,
What did you know?
he knew everything,
Tell us.
officer. He knew everything. I'll roll over on you in a heartbeat.